Elephants are fascinating creatures, not only because of their impressive size but also due to their remarkable behaviors and abilities. These gentle giants possess extraordinary characteristics that make them unique in the animal kingdom. In this video, we'll explore 5 amazing facts about elephants, demonstrating just how unique they are and why their protection is crucial. Stay tuned until the end to better understand these kind-hearted giants. Number 1. Extraordinary memory. The phrase "an elephant never forgets" is much more than just a metaphor. In reality, elephants have exceptional memory, able to recall details about places, individuals, and even events over several decades. This phenomenon is particularly helpful for the matriarchs, the older, experienced females who lead the herd. During droughts, for example, they can remember the location of water sources, often after years of absence, allowing the group to survive under difficult conditions. A touching story highlights this remarkable memory. In 2000, 2 elephants, Jenny and Shirley, were reunited after being separated for over 20 years. When they met again, they instantly recognized each other and showed visible signs of joy, which deeply moved the onlookers. This magical moment proved the power of their memory and their ability to recognize long-lost companions, even after decades apart. Number 2. They communicate through infrasound. In addition to their famous trumpeting, elephants have an even more fascinating form of communication: infrasound. These are very low-frequency sounds, invisible to the human ear, that can travel for several kilometers. These sounds allow them to communicate with each other, even at a distance, for various purposes, such as alerting of danger, searching for food, or coordinating movement. Infrasound isn't just useful for communication within a single group. In fact, it can also help detect the presence of other elephants nearby or even predators. These sounds travel through the ground, and elephants can perceive them not only with their ears but also through their feet, allowing them to react quickly to potential threats or changes in their environment. Another fascinating aspect of their communication is how they use infrasound to signal their presence to other herds, demonstrating the importance of interconnectedness and solidarity among these creatures. Number 3. They recognize their reflection. The mirror test is a method used to assess self-awareness in animals. The test involves placing a mark on an animal's body and then observing its reaction when it sees itself in a mirror. Few animals can pass this test. However, elephants are part of the elite group that can. When a mark is placed on their face, they carefully examine it with their trunk, confirming its presence by touching it. This ability to recognize themselves in a mirror is a sign that elephants possess advanced self-awareness. It places them alongside dolphins, great apes, and ravens in terms of self-awareness. This suggests that they have a complex perception of themselves and their environment, and they are capable of advanced introspection for an animal of their size. It is fascinating to see that this ability to recognize themselves in a mirror is not only a sign of intelligence but also shows that elephants are social animals who understand their role within the group, which can be crucial for their behavior and interactions. Number 4. Their trunk is an ultra-functional tool. The elephant's trunk is one of the most impressive structures in the entire animal kingdom. Made up of nearly 40,000 muscles, it is both incredibly powerful and astonishingly delicate. This allows the elephant to use it for a wide variety of tasks, both heavy and fine. For example, an elephant can lift a heavy tree trunk with its trunk, but it can also delicately pick a small berry or flower. The trunk is also essential for the elephant's daily survival. It allows them to drink large amounts of water, up to 8 liters at a time, feed themselves, bathe, and socialize with other herd members. Elephants can even use their trunk to create specific sounds to communicate with other elephants. Another surprising aspect of the trunk is its role in affection. Elephants use their trunks to caress, touch, and comfort their companions, which demonstrates their social nature and ability to express emotions. Number 5. They live in a matriarchal and supportive society. Elephants live in a unique and highly organized social structure. Unlike many other animals, elephants live in a matriarchal society, where the oldest and most experienced females lead the herd. The matriarch, usually the oldest female, is responsible for guiding the others in finding food, water, and navigating their territory. This leadership role is particularly crucial during times of crisis, such as droughts or environmental dangers. The matriarchs possess an in-depth knowledge of their territory and its resources, which they have gained over their long lives. This wisdom allows them to make informed decisions for the survival of the group. Younger elephants and even adult males typically respect the authority of the matriarch and follow her guidance. Elephants also show great social behavior within their group. They care for the young and injured, and they even seem to grieve when a loved one dies. This shows the depth of their emotional bonds and their capacity to feel complex emotions such as sadness and loss. Elephants are not only majestic creatures but also intelligent, social, and deeply emotional beings. Their memory, ability to communicate, self-awareness, and social organization make them unique animals that deserve our attention and protection. However, their existence is increasingly threatened by poaching and habitat destruction. We all have a role to play in protecting these exceptional creatures. Want to help? Share this video to raise awareness about their ecological importance and supporting conservation efforts. Elephants truly are extraordinary creatures. Let's not let them disappear. Which fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Rhinoceroses, the armored giants of the wild. The rhinoceros, often seen as a prehistoric giant roaming the plains and forests of Africa and Asia, is one of nature's most extraordinary creatures. With its thick armor-like skin, massive size, and iconic horn, the rhino has fascinated and mystified humans for centuries. Yet, beyond its powerful appearance, this incredible mammal faces numerous challenges in a world where its survival is increasingly threatened. In this documentary, we dive deep into the life of the rhinoceros, exploring its biology, behavior, and the urgent need for its conservation. A body built for power. One of the heaviest land mammals. Rhinos are among the largest land animals on Earth, second only to elephants. The white rhinoceros, the biggest of all rhino species, can weigh up to 2,300 kilograms 5,000 pounds, while the smaller Sumatran rhinoceros weighs around 800 kilograms 1,800 pounds. Their immense size makes them nearly invincible in the wild, with few natural predators daring to attack them. A natural suit of armor. Despite their tough, rugged appearance, rhinos have surprisingly sensitive skin. Their thick hide, which can be 5 centimeters, 2 inches, thick, is not just a form of protection, it also helps regulate their body temperature. However, their skin is prone to sunburn and insect bites, which is why rhinos love to wallow in mud. The dried mud acts as a natural sunscreen and insect repellent, keeping them comfortable in hot environments. The famous horn, a double-edged sword. A rhino's horn is its most distinctive feature, but it's also the reason it is so heavily poached. Unlike elephant tusks, which are made of ivory, a rhino's horn is composed of keratin, the same material as human hair and nails. Despite this, myths and beliefs surrounding its supposed medicinal properties have led to relentless hunting. Rhino horns grow continuously throughout their lives, and if broken or trimmed, they can regenerate, a fact that has led some conservationists to humanely remove horns to deter poaching. The social life of rhinos. Mostly solitary creatures. Unlike elephants or lions, rhinoceroses are largely solitary animals. They prefer to live alone, except for mothers raising their calves. However, white rhinos are more sociable and sometimes form small groups, known as crashes. Communication through scent and sound. Even though they don't live in large groups, rhinos communicate in unique ways. They have an excellent sense of smell and use scent markings to establish territory. Males spray urine to warn rivals, while mothers use scent to recognize their calves. Rhinos also make surprising vocalizations, including grunts, snorts, and even whistles. Some species, like the black rhino, can be quite vocal, emitting high-pitched screams when threatened or excited. A newborn warrior. A long pregnancy for a strong calf. Female rhinos have one of the longest gestation periods in the animal kingdom, carrying their young for 15 to 18 months longer than most other land mammals. When born, a baby rhino, called a calf, weighs around 40 to 60 kilograms, 90 to 130 pounds, and is surprisingly active within hours of birth. Learning to survive. Calves are extremely vulnerable to predators such as lions, hyenas, and crocodiles. However, they are fiercely protected by their mothers, who will charge at any threat. A young rhino will stay with its mother for about 2 to 3 years, learning vital survival skills before venturing out on its own. A day in the life of a rhino. A big appetite. Rhinos are herbivores, but their diets vary depending on the species. White rhinos, with their wide, square mouths, are grazers, feeding on grass. Black rhinos, on the other hand, have a pointed upper lip that helps them browse on leaves, branches, and shrubs. A fully grown rhino can consume up to 50 kilograms 110 pounds of food per day, making them essential to maintaining their ecosystems. By eating certain plants and dispersing seeds through their dung, rhinos help shape and support their habitats. Water and wallows. Although they can survive long periods without drinking, rhinos love water and will drink whenever it's available. They also enjoy rolling in mud not just for fun, but to protect their skin from sunburn and parasites. Surprisingly fast and agile. Despite their bulky size, rhinos are incredibly fast runners. Some species can reach speeds of 50 kilometers per hour, 31 miles per hour, fast enough to outrun a human sprinter. Their agility and sharp turns make them formidable opponents when defending themselves. Predators and threats. Few natural enemies. Due to their immense size and thick skin, adult rhinos have almost no natural predators. However, young rhinos can fall prey to lions, crocodiles, and hyenas. The human threat. The greatest threat to rhinos is not from natural predators but from humans. Poaching, driven by the demand for rhino horn, has decimated populations, pushing some species to the brink of extinction. In addition to poaching, habitat destruction is a significant problem. As human populations expand, rhinos lose their natural homes, forcing them into smaller, fragmented areas where food and water are scarce. Conservation efforts, a race against time. Protecting the last giants. Efforts to save rhinos are more urgent than ever. Organizations and governments are working to combat poaching through anti-poaching units, stronger laws, and deterring programs. In some areas, rangers protect rhinos around the clock, risking their lives to prevent illegal hunting. Breeding and relocation programs. Conservationists have also established breeding programs and are relocating rhinos to safer regions where they can thrive without the threat of poaching. Thanks to these efforts, some populations, such as the southern white rhino, have seen a slow but hopeful increase in numbers. However, other species, like the Javan and Sumatran rhinos, remain critically endangered, with only a few dozen individuals left in the wild. A living legacy. The rhinoceros is more than just a powerful animal, it is a symbol of resilience and survival. Having roamed the earth for over 50 million years, these prehistoric-looking giants have withstood countless challenges. But today, their future depends on human action. By protecting rhinos, we are not only saving an iconic species but also preserving entire ecosystems that rely on their presence. The fight to save them is far from over, but with continued conservation efforts, these armored giants may continue to roam the wild for generations to come. The rhinoceros is a reminder of nature's strength and fragility. It is up to us to ensure that these magnificent creatures do not vanish forever. If this journey into the world of rhinos has amazed you, imagine the incredible discoveries that await as we explore more of Earth's extraordinary wildlife. Giraffes, the mysterious giants of the savannah. Giraffes, with their towering silhouettes and majestic presence, are among the most fascinating creatures in the animal kingdom. Yet, behind their graceful appearance lies a wealth of mysteries and astonishing adaptations that make them true marvels of nature. This documentary takes you deep into the African savanna to explore the secret life of these extraordinary mammals. A body built for uniqueness. The tallest land mammal. Giraffes hold an impressive record. They are the tallest land mammals in the world. Males can reach heights of 5.5 to 6 meters, 18 to 20 feet, while females typically stand around 4.5 meters, 15 feet. Their long necks, which account for much of their height, provide an evolutionary advantage, allowing them to access leaves and branches that few other animals can reach. A superpowered heart. With such a towering frame, giraffes face a unique biological challenge: how to pump enough blood up to their brains. The answer lies in their massive heart, which weighs around 11 kilograms, 24 pounds, and generates blood pressure twice as high as that of a human. This ensures efficient circulation all the way up their long necks. But what happens when a giraffe lowers its head to drink? To prevent a fatal surge of blood to the brain, their bodies are equipped with special valves that regulate blood flow and prevent sudden pressure buildup. A blue and powerful tongue. A giraffe's tongue is an impressive tool. It measures about 50 centimeters, 20 inches, long and is blue-black in color, an adaptation that protects it from intense African sunlight. Thanks to its strength and flexibility, the tongue allows giraffes to skillfully grasp leaves from thorny trees like acacias without injuring themselves. The social life of giraffes. A peaceful yet strategic animal. Unlike lions or elephants, giraffes do not follow a rigid social structure. They form what are known as fluid groups, where individuals come and go without a strict hierarchy. This flexibility allows them to adapt to changing resources. Giraffes primarily communicate through eye contact, head movements, and occasional grunts or infrasonic sounds that humans cannot hear. Spectacular battles. Although generally peaceful, male giraffes sometimes engage in dramatic fights known as necking. They swing their long necks and strike each other with their ossicones, the small horn-like structures on their heads. While these battles can seem violent, they help establish dominance without causing serious injury. An extraordinary birth. A 2-meter drop. Giraffes give birth while standing, meaning that newborns experience a 2-meter, 6.5 foot, fall upon entering the world. This seemingly rough start is actually essential to stimulate their breathing and wake them up quickly. A race against time. In the wild, predators lurk, waiting for vulnerable young animals. That's why a baby giraffe must learn to stand within an hour and be able to walk shortly after. Within just a few hours, it can already trot alongside its mother. A day in the life of a giraffe. A highly selective diet. Giraffes are herbivores and spend much of their day feeding. They prefer nutrient-rich and water-filled leaves, allowing them to survive long periods without drinking. When they do need to drink, they must spread their front legs wide to reach the water, a position that makes them vulnerable to predators. Minimal sleep. One of the most surprising features of giraffes is their ability to sleep very little. Unlike other mammals, they only sleep between 30 minutes and 2 hours per day, usually in short naps lasting just a few minutes. This adaptation helps them stay alert to potential threats. Predators and the dangers of the savannah. A giant that's hard to hunt. Adult giraffes have very few natural predators, except for lions. However, their size and strength make them formidable opponents. Their main defense? A powerful kick capable of breaking a lion's bones or even killing it in a single strike. Human threats. Unfortunately, the greatest threat to giraffes today is not a natural predator but human activity. Deforestation, poaching, and habitat fragmentation have led to a drastic decline in their population. In just 30 years, the number of wild giraffes has dropped by nearly 40%, placing them on the list of vulnerable species. A symbol of grace and resilience. Despite the challenges they face, giraffes continue to captivate and inspire wildlife enthusiasts. Their elegance, intelligence, and remarkable adaptations make them one of the most unique animals on the planet. By protecting these gentle giants, we are not only preserving an iconic species but also the delicate balance of Africa's ecosystems. Perhaps one day, through conservation efforts, giraffes will be able to roam the savannah freely and without fear, as they have for millions of years. Giraffes are more than just long-necked creatures. They are a marvel of evolution and a symbol of Africa's untamed beauty. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of giraffes, imagine the even more fascinating discoveries awaiting us as we explore the lives of other extraordinary animals.
Titled Hippos, the Secret Giants of Africa. Intro. Dawn over an African river, low mist, quiet bird calls, soft rippling water. As dawn breaks moves across the African wilderness, a stillness hangs over the river. But beneath the surface, life stirs. A massive shape emerges, only nostrils, eyes, and ears breaching the calm water. This is the hippopotamus, often overlooked, often misunderstood, but a true giant of the animal kingdom. Title card, hippos, the quiet lords of Africa, a life in water. Despite their enormous size and stocky build, hippos are perfectly adapted for life in the water. In fact, they spend up to 16 hours a day submerged, not just to relax, but to survive. Their hairless skin is extremely sensitive to heat and sunlight. Strangely enough, though they seem aquatic, hippos don't actually swim. They can't float. Instead, they move by walking or bouncing along the bottom of rivers and lakes, using gravity to stay grounded in a world where their weight becomes light. Footage, hippos underwater, slow motion, marching on riverbeds. Their anatomy is uniquely suited to this environment. Eyes, ears, and nostrils sit high on the head, allowing them to stay almost completely submerged while staying alert. And when they dive, these openings seal shut like natural valves. Even while sleeping, they surface to breathe automatically without ever waking up. Part 2. Sweating blood? When exposed to the harsh African sun, the hippo has a surprising defense. It sweats blood, or so it seems. What looks like red sweat is actually a specialized secretion from their skin. This substance acts as a powerful 3-in-1, a sunscreen, a moisturizer, and a natural antibiotic. It helps prevent sunburn, protects against infection, and even repels insects. Footage, close-ups of glistening skin, slow drip of the reddish secretion. Part 3, the illusion of peacefulness. With their wide grins and calm water lounging, hippos may appear gentle. But don't be fooled, beneath the surface lies one of Africa's most dangerous animals. Extremely territorial, hippos have little tolerance for intruders, whether they're other hippos, crocodiles, or even humans. A dominant male will aggressively defend his stretch of water, launching into battle with thunderous speed. Footage, hippo charges, dramatic music, splashing, aerial views of fleeing animals. And yes, they can run. On land, a full-grown hippo can reach speeds of over 30 kilometers per hour, or about 19 miles per hour. That's faster than most humans. Part 4, jaws that crush. One of the most fearsome weapons in nature lies within the hippo's mouth. They can open their jaws up to 150 degrees, revealing massive tusks that can grow over 50 centimeters long. Their bite force is among the strongest in the animal world, capable of cracking bones, crushing boats, or snapping crocodiles in half. And yet, they are not predators. Footage, slow motion of mouth opening wide, tusk measurements, sound effects. Hippos are herbivores. They don't use these tusks for hunting. They use them to fight. When males challenge each other for dominance, their battles are intense, violent, and sometimes deadly. Part 5. By nightfall, the river transforms. Hippos rise from the water and begin their nightly trek to find food. They can walk up to 10 kilometers, over 6 miles, in search of grass. They consume as much as 40 kilograms, or 88 pounds, of vegetation each night, using their wide mouths to tear up the earth like lawnmowers. Footage, night vision cameras, infrared footage of grazing hippos, quiet footsteps. Despite their diet and size, their digestion is complex and slow, closer to that of cows than wild grazers. It's a system designed for volume, not variety. Part 6, mysterious voices below the surface. Hippos aren't just visual giants, they're vocal ones too. They communicate using a rich array of sounds, bellows, grunts, honks, and clicks. But here's what's truly remarkable. They can speak above and below the water at the same time. Their communication includes infrasound, too low for the human ear, transmitted through both air and water. Footage, underwater bubbles, sound wave animations, spectrograms of hippo calls. These vocalizations help them maintain social bonds, warn off rivals, and locate one another across long distances. Part 7, underwater birth and babies. Hippos give birth in the water. A single calf, weighing up to 50 kilograms, over 100 pounds, emerges into a world of fluid and instinct. Within moments, the baby must swim to the surface to take its first breath. And astonishingly, it can nurse underwater, using built-in valves to block water from entering its lungs. Footage, baby hippos climbing onto mother's back, bonding shots, gentle music. For weeks, the calf will rely on its mother for protection, often riding on her back through shallow waters. More than just river dwellers, hippos are crucial to the entire ecosystem. As they graze on land and return to water, they transfer massive amounts of nutrients. Their dung acts as fertilizer for aquatic plants and feeds fish populations, playing a vital role in maintaining water quality and supporting biodiversity. Footage, nutrient cycle diagrams, time-lapse of plant growth, fish feeding sequences. They're a threat, but these giants are in trouble. Their habitats are shrinking due to human development. Pollution seeps into their rivers, and worse, they are hunted illegally for their meat and ivory-like teeth. Today, the hippopotamus is listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. In some regions, their populations are declining rapidly. Footage, satellite images of shrinking rivers, poaching statistics, conservation efforts. If we lose the hippo, we don't just lose a species, we lose an architect of Africa's waterways. Conclusion, sunset, soft ambient music, a final glimpse of a hippo submerged. Hidden beneath the water's surface, the hippopotamus waits. Silent, powerful, ancient. It is not a predator, it is not prey. It is something else entirely, a living force, an underwater guardian of balance. Respect nature, protect those who keep it alive. Music swells and gently fades out. Did this change the way you see hippos? Then hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who thinks hippos are just lazy water cows. Drop your favorite wild animal in the comments, and maybe they'll be the star of our next episode.